It is the first video of January. We are entering the end of the season, week 17. I already filmed my predictions for week 17. Now, first, I want to recap week 16. It's Saturday, so I have time. Second, it's a big day. A lot of. We're gonna find out who's gonna win the seventh seed, but it's gonna come down to the wire. It's a great playoff race. So anyway, let's recap. Start off with the Bears. The Bears won a game against a not Lions opponent for the first time since week 5, against the Raiders. Was it a good team we beat? No. We beat the Seattle Seahawks. Are we playing any really good teams for the rest of the season? No, I think we're going to beat Giants, and then we're going to, I don't know, best case scenario, Vikings beat the Packers, and then we get to beat them and we finish 7-10 and spoil the Vikings playoff. That would be my ideal season. I wish Fields was able to play. He's going to be out for the Giants, sadly. Bullshit. I almost bought tickets to see that, but it's going to be a massive snowstorm hitting the entire Chicagoland area, um, which is going to make the tickets incredibly cheap, but I'm not going to risk driving to downtown in the snow, possibly getting in an accident, getting stuck in a ditch somewhere, or getting hospitalized in some car accident, or slipping in the ice, going downtown, and sitting my ass in the cold to watch two teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs for 2 weeks, and watching Dalton versus Mike Glennon. The attendance to this game is going to be ass, but the Bears are going to win, and I'll take that, and I will gladly watch. I'll crack open a nice cold Pepsi and a nice bag of chips, maybe a nice pizza, and I will watch that at home. I'm not going to go to that game. That game attendance is going to be ass. But this game's attendance was pretty good. Great win by the team. Um, Great offensive showing. That 2-point conversion, uh, I think that was a really good decision. And the offense clicked. Nick Foles clicked. I think Fields would have won that game. I don't know about Dalton though, but Nick Foles did what he has to. We should have just never signed Dalton. Dalton's a good guy and all, but Fields is a way better backup who gets the job done when needed, and he should be starting against the Giants. But I mean, you don't really need a good quarterback to beat the Giants. They're the Giants. They beat themselves. We got more wins than them actually now. So that's pretty cool. So let's finish. Send them 4-12. Let's go to 6-10. Let's get that dub. Only when I'm actually confident in. Yeah, crazy. But they'll probably win ugly. But anyway, great win. 2-point conversion. Defense clicked. Russell Wilson just doesn't look like himself. The injury fucked him up. People are saying that, we glad we didn't take that ludicrous pick for Russell. They were on like 2 first-round picks, a second round, and a fifth, or something. Yeah, I agree. We got Justin Fields. Fields, and we didn't have to. We did give up a first-round pick in a weak draft class to get one first-round pick for a brand new rookie with so much talent and upside and a bright future versus a mid 30s quarterback at the end of his prime with an injury. So glad that the Bears didn't take that. Seahawks have a lot of question marks in the future, but you got a Super Bowl in the last 10 years, and that's more than a lot of fan bases can say. My team has a Super Bowl. I wasn't even alive for it. My dad was in high school when it happened. So, a lot of fans my age, their dad was like high schools, or hell, their grandparents were like young back in the '85. I was alive for a Super Bowl appearance though. Uh, when I went to the Super Bowl in 2007, and of course I had the Blackhawks and the World Series, and now I got the Bulls. Might I add, um, are 23-10 after an amazing buzzer beater. So the future is bright for Chicago sports. Hopefully Seattle gets their shit together. Russell's time in Seattle is numbered. Get what you can for him and retire his number. They have a lot of question marks. All in all, great team win by the Chicago Bears. I'm really happy. I just wanted one more win. One more win, and we got it. I'm happy. Now let's try to get one more against the Giants, and then I'll accept I would really love to win out. I know that won't change anything, but finishing 7-10 is a lot better than finishing 5-12. That's for sure. Next up, let's talk about this. Rams Vikings. The Vikings desperately needed this win to stay alive in the playoff race, but they still have hope. They win these next two games, they're pretty much guaranteed to be in with a little bit of help. Um, yeah, Vikings. They have potential. They could easily be a 11, even 12 win team if they just. God, it's hard to explain. A lot of their games, every game, I think they've lost by one score or won by one score. It's sad. It really is. This team just needs to get out of their own way and just let the players play. Get Mike Zimmer the fuck out of there, because if it weren't for Mike Zimmer and his awful coaching and play calling, they could easily be leading the NFC North. They could have probably clinched by now because they have talent. They have real talent, but they're just so dysfunctional, like the Bears. And hopefully they'll do the right thing and get rid of Mike Zimmer. Like, by the end of the season, try to beat the Pack for us. I would really appreciate that, but they couldn't compete with the Rams at all. Rams have momentum. They bounce back. A great win by the Rams. Tough loss by the Vikings. But 7-8 change a lot of stuff. Vikings, you got this. Next up, Lions Falcons. Ooh. This one hurt. I wanted the Lions to win, and I still want the Lions to win. I want them to beat Seattle. I want them to beat Seattle, and I really want them to beat the Packers. I would love that. Go Lions, beat the Packers, please. Um, if they had Jared Goff, they would have won this game. Falcons would have choked it. They would have won this game. They should be 3-11. I'm gonna give them that win. You're 3-11 now. Good win. Good win, Lions. Congrats. Falcons, you're not making the playoffs. You're pretty much eliminated. Actually, let's check that. Let's check that. Also, Happy New Year, everybody. Yeah, let's check the playoff status. We still have a 1% chance. Elimination options. They lose. They're gonna lose to the Bills. So yeah, they're pretty much eliminated. Good job, Falcons. Love you. But Lions, I do think the Lions are gonna get another win, most likely either against the Seahawks or against the Packers backups, because they do clinch the number one seed after Week 17. I really highly think there's a very good chance that they're just gonna sit on their stars and either let Jordan Love or Ben Kurt play, and I do think this Lions team has enough momentum and energy and drive to beat their rival. And while that wouldn't pretty much hinder them at all, it would still hurt to have a loss against the Lions. So regardless if it knocks out their first seed or not, I'm gonna be rooting for the Lions to beat the Pack. Next up, utter blowout. Panthers collapsed hard. Bears, they were actually above 500 at one point. The Panthers, though, they were 3 games above 500. They were 3-0 back in September, early October. 3-0. What happened? Um, Panther fans, you're going through a rough time right now. Probably the worst way to start a season and end it. I had that happen to me last season as a Bears fan. Starting 5-1. I should have known because we pretty much got a Mickey Mouse schedule to start the first 6 to 7 games. Only difficult game we had was the Colts and the Bucks. The Bucks was the only, in my opinion, the Bucks and the Panthers were the only challenging games in that stretch. And of course the Colts, but we lost that game. And we still made the playoffs, so yeah. There's always next season, Panthers. At least you got that really cool win against the Cardinals, but this is rough. I wish you were able to get a garbage time touchdown at least. And for the Bucks, they clinched. They can. I would try to pursue the first seed. If that doesn't work out, they'll just sit their starters. There's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot of upsets. A lot of teams with nothing to play for. A lot of teams trying to play for pride. They know that we're not going to get the top draft pick, so let's give our fans one last win. And I like that mentality. I don't like the mentality of tanking unless you have a chance at like the top like 3 picks maybe. Next up, Eagles, Giants. This makes me believe that I think the Bears are going to really get it because the Eagles are not the best team, but they are a good team, and they absolutely mopped the floor with the Giants. That touchdown, that was a garbage time touchdown. That was garbage time with their starting quarterback. Daniel Jones is out. Out. Do you even still have Daniel Jones? And I even think Mike Glennon's out, so it's Jake Fromm, which is why I really wanted to see Fields play. Really wanted him to play. Fields, Fromm, same college. Sad. But Andy Dalton, I think, will still hit hair business. Eagles, I really think, are the favorite to get the seed, and I'm happy for them. Eagle fans are pretty loyal. They're crazy as fuck, but they're loyal. And I didn't expect them to make the playoffs this season. But they did it, and good for them. Good for them. That's how much I ever have the Eagles make the playoffs over that team. So, fly, Eagles, fly. They have the best chances right now to get that 7th seed. And a win versus Washington will, yeah, win versus Washington and a likely, sadly, likely loss against the Packers. And a few more things will, I think they can they actually clinch? Let's see if they can clinch. I'm gonna see if they can clinch. Okay, Eagles. Okay, so basically, yeah. If the Eagles beat the Washington football team and the Saints and the Vikings lose, um, so Eagles win, Saints Vikings lose, they will clinch. So and they can wrap it up this week. They can. We all know a massive blowout win. This team is good, and if I'm being honest, I do not want to be the team that's going to play this Eagles team, which is why I kind of wanted the Packers. I would love for the Eagles to upset the Packers, preferably by a missed kick. I want the double doink was painful. It was. Packer fans make fun of us for it, but wait till you're the one on the receiving side of a double doink kick. It hurts, man. But I mean, Packer fans had their share of heartbreak, losing in the NFC Championship with an onside kick versus Seattle a couple years back. That's gotta hurt. I gotta give them that. They had their fair share of heartbreak. But Eagles, it's starting to look like this is gonna be our likely playoff. Only team that I can see even remotely making a run to uptake the 7th seed is the Vikings. San Francisco pretty much has it locked up. However, this playoff race is still live and well. The AFC is not going to be decided until last snap, week 18. And I'm really hoping it stays this way. Browns, you're out. Sorry. Even though I really wanted them to make it. The Bengals have pretty much all but clinched. Let me check, actually. Bengals win that. Ravens loss. Yeah, Ravens loss. Ravens and a Steelers loss will pretty much secure the division. And then, oh wow, actually won't. Bengals win and a few other losses that will secure the division for them. So let's actually move on to them. Bengals are looking pretty good. Uh, You mop the floor with the Ravens by 40 plus points in both games of the season. Now, I don't know the last time that's happened, but it isn't no fluke. This Bengals team is legit, and I think they're going to win a playoff game, which I do believe breaks their record. They haven't won a playoff game since the 90s, but it's happened. Last season, 2 playoff droughts have been snapped. Bills finally won a playoff game since, like, what, 1995, 1996? And the Browns finally won a playoff game. The first time in technically franchise history because the Browns are an expansion team, technically. Um, People ignore it, but it's true. It's true. Great win, Bengals, and I really am rooting for them to take this division because they've never won this division before. So, you got this. Next up, this game sucked. Only highlight, though, was Zach Wilson had a really nice touchdown run against the Jags team. This loss is worth a celebration, though, for the Jags fans. You have pretty much locked up the first round pick. I don't know who you're going to pick. I didn't really pay much attention to this year's draft class. Paid a lot of attention last year because of Fields and stuff, but you pretty much get first dibs on everything. Um, Unless you miraculously win out for no reason, which you're playing, who are you playing? You're not winning out. You got it. You pretty much got it. There's no way to win another game. They've clinched the first round pick. There's no way you beat the Patriots. But I mean, you beat the Bills, so anything's possible. On the Jets, they're 4-11, which I mean, they're probably happy about that. If I'm a Jets fan, I know you gave up a, but what are you gonna? You're not gonna draft another quarterback. You just got Zach Wilson. That'd be the most stupid decision you can possibly do. I'm pretty sure the talent you want is still gonna be there. So just, I think the Jets. Oh, never mind. They're not gonna win another game. They got one more win for their fans. 4-13 is disappointing, yeah, but it's better than 2-14. You doubled your amount of wins. You got your quarterback. Yeah, it wasn't a really good rookie season, but you finished good. Got some wins. Got a win in December. You won't get a win in January though. Um, and I don't see that changing for a while. But Jets, I think, are heading in the right direction. Hopefully the Jags get the right person, get some pieces for Trevor, gets a good coach, because Trevor can have talent. He's just in a it's just they just gotta get the right pieces. Build around your quarterback, and he'll win you games. It's like you can have the best quarterback in the world, but if you have a bunch of fucking high schoolers and varsity teammates running around, it's no good. Quarterback's only one man. Doesn't matter how good they are. They have to have a team. It's a team sport. Next game, Bills Patriots. This game was great. I love watching this game. I actually nearly missed the start of my Bears game. I'm a Bears fan, but this game was so fun that I missed. I nearly missed the kickoff for the Chicago Bears Seattle game, which we won. Let's fucking go. The Bills desperately needed this win. This is probably one of the biggest games in this rivalry. This game probably would have dictated uh, the momentum of this Bills Patriots rivalry for a while, and the Bills desperately needed it, and they got it. They got it, and that makes me smile. I like the Bills, I really do, and they pretty much locked up the playoffs now. Oof. Yeah, pretty much win over the Falcons, which let's be honest. I know they lost to the Jags, but I want them to just bring it to the Falcons, punch their ticket to the playoffs, and hope for a who are they playing? Who are the Patriots playing? Hope for a Jacksonville upset, and all that's all they need. Jacksonville upset and an easy win over the Falcons, and they got it. Falcons is the easy part, but Jacksonville, I don't see that. That's not gonna happen. So a lot of people, a lot of teams are gonna clinch. In the NFC, it's pretty much decided. Vikes lose, the playoff bracket's set pretty much. The AFC, that sixth and seventh seed is wide open. Um, Chargers, they might make some noise. It's crazy. A lot of shit's happening. The AFC, no bracket safe except these, except pretty much that, and that's about it, really. Yeah, only team that's clinched the playoffs pretty much are the Chiefs, and all these teams still have a relatively realistic chance of winning. Um, there's a lot of 8-win teams. I want the Dolphins though. I want the Dolphins to get it. They deserve it. That'd be one hell of a good. That'd be a movie-worthy story. Great win, Bills. Great win. Next up, Chargers. This loss eliminated them from the playoffs, in my opinion. You lose to the Texans out of all teams. The Texans are only able to beat good teams in Jacksonville that one time. It's remarkable how they're able to do that. It's I'm shocked, really. They beat Jacksonville 2 times and then pulled 2 good wins out of their ass to beat, to beat the Titans and the Chargers. How? And they have won 2 straight. Shocking. Really shocking, actually. Um, but great win by the Texans. It's gonna hurt their draft position, but putting up 40 points starts direction with that. I still think that organization is still in shambles. You get a few wins now, and then just use that draft pick wisely. Mahomes is obvious, not Mahomes. Watson. It's very sloppy in Texas right now. I would say a few more years of tanking, then you might be back on track around mid-decade, which I do think. I got a lot of teams, new teams win the Super Bowl this decade. Bears, Lions, it can happen. Cardinals, Bengals, teams like that, teams that have never won or not won in a long time. Bears have won one in the 80s. Lions, Bengals have never won one. Bengals made, I think, 2 in the 80s. But Texans, they might appear in one, maybe. I don't know. All in all, good win. Next up, blowout win. Chiefs are dominant. This is the same Chiefs team I saw last year. They have finally awoken. I don't know what woke them up out of that slump in the beginning of the season, but since then they have been downright unstoppable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight wins ever since dropping 1 win to Tennessee, which was an utter blowout loss, by the way. That was an awful game. Since then, they bounced back. That win was the turning point. 1, 2, 3. And this is against good teams, too. The Packers, Dallas. Well, that's about it. But still, beating this. This is literally more wins than the Bears have. The Bears and the Lions have combined. And only team that I think can possibly beat them is the Bengals. Great win. Absolutely smothered the Steelers' offense up until the very end, where they got a pity a pity touchdown, pretty much garbage time touchdown at the very end to at least bring it to double digits. Then the game was over. Absolutely smothered. This game didn't really watch. Raiders won. Desperately needed to stay in the playoff contention, but I don't think any of these teams have a real chance. Raiders' season has been really rough. Really, really rough. I feel sorry for them. I feel really sorry for them. But they needed this win. They one more win to guarantee the finish with a winning season, and with the people who they playing. I think they had the potential. to get one more win, knock out the Colts or most likely the Chargers. Next up, Titans Thursday Night Football finale because they don't do it week 17 or 18. It was a nice game. Uh, the 49ers jumped out strong, 10-0 lead. Titans came back. 49ers they don't really hold on to leads all that well. It's a common thing. Don't worry. Don't worry, San Francisco. It happens to everyone. But Titans got a win they desperately needed. Um, they're a game ahead in the playoff race for their division. One more win should lock it up for them. The only real competition they have is the Colts. Texans and Jags are irrelevant. I mean, that whole division, did he really have rivalries in the AFC South? Doesn't there's no real rival matchups. Like you want a good rival division? NFC North, AFC North, NFC East. Those are some good rivals. Those are good rival divisions, especially the AFC and NFC Norths. Those are some good matchups. But all in all, good win Titans. Next up, this game pissed me off. Um, really pissed me off. The 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 Browns should have won that game, but Baker Mayfield had probably the worst performance of his career. I just wanted you to beat the Packers for a Christmas present on Christmas, but no, you couldn't. But luckily, my Bears came in clutch and gifted me a win. I would much rather have a Bears win over a Packers loss any day, unless a Bears loss and a Packers loss would guarantee a playoff berth or something like that, where it's like if the Packers lose, the Bears clinch automatically. Then I'll be like, okay, who cares about the win? I'd hope for the win, but a loss would be just as good. But I care more about my own team winning, and that's what they did. Packers got another win, as I predicted, but the Browns easily could have won this. Uh, Packers could easily have had 2 or 3 more losses if teams just didn't shoot themselves in the foot or penalties. Ref ball didn't get in the way. Sad. Next up, Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think, have some. They've kind of pulling a last year's Steelers. And it's just, ugh, fuck. The Colts pretty much took advantage of the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think, are just in sleep mode right now. They saw that they clinched the playoffs pretty much a few weeks ago. The problem is, yeah, they clinched the playoffs, but that momentum is, they're just coasting now. Yeah, you clinched the playoffs like week 12 by going like 11-1 or something. Doesn't mean you can just lose out or go like 10-7 or something. Like, it's like, oh, we're 11-1. Let's finish 12-5. Let's lose all but one of my games or whatever. It's like you can't do that. You lost to the Lions. You got blown the fuck out by the Lions. Any and all momentum is gone. That fear factor. Like if you asked me a month or two ago, oh God, what a team be Cardinals. I don't know if the Cardinals will win a playoff game. A month or two ago, I had them as Super Bowl contenders. They're still gonna make the playoffs, guaranteed, yeah. But at this point, I'll be shocked if they win a game. I will. But hopefully they'll wake up fully in full health. Some of the losses are because Kyler Murray was out. Hopefully they'll wake back up when the playoffs start and the games actually really matter. Because right now they've already clinched. They can rest, I guess, because their chances of getting the first seed are all but gone now. So might as well rest. Good win, Colts. Next up, another great win by the Miami Dolphins, who started off 1-7, are now 8-7, and I think it's their destiny to sneak into the playoffs, even if they don't win a game, even if they get blown the fuck out, to make the playoffs. That is just something I'll never see again. 1-7. When you're 1-7, you should not even be realistically thinking about even having a chance of getting to the playoffs. Let alone even, yeah, you should not even be thinking about going 500. You should, let alone playoffs. Like, if you're 1-7, you should be thinking about maybe you win another game or two and try to get the first overall or second or third overall. You should be thinking about tanking. Not thinking about going ever being above 500 again, let alone making the playoffs. And now they are in the seventh seed. They are in a playoff hunt. They are guaranteed to finish with 8 wins, and I do think with the momentum they have, they have a good chance of winning out. They're just a different team. And even if they don't lose out and they don't make the playoffs, it's a great momentum for the future, and this team's heading in the right direction. And it was shown today. Saints are injured, yeah. Quarterback's out. The replacement one played awful, but still, to put up only 3 points, yeah, it's not good. All in all, great win by the Dolphins. Amazing. This team has shocked me. Okay, the last game, Sunday Night Football. One of the biggest blowouts I think I've seen in a while that I actually watched. Not the biggest one of the season. The second one is the Patriots Jets blowout earlier in the season when they won 54 to what 17 or something. I don't know, or something like that. Um, it was it's good. Utter domination, 21 defensive points, touchdowns in all 4 quarters. That last touchdown wasn't really necessary, but they went for it anyway. The Washington touchdown was literally no good at all. There was no way that was in, but they just counted it anyway because it's like you're down by what 50 points, and it's like 1 minute left. Just fine, give them the touchdown. Give something for the fans that dragged their way from Washington or the DMV area to watch that. Just give them something. So it was pretty much a big pity touchdown because it's not going to change the outcome or anything. No one's going to bet 40 plus on the Cowboys, so it's, who cares? Give them the touchdown. They gave them the touchdown, then they pretty much just nailed it out for the rest of the game. Cowboys win, and holy shit, this Cowboys team is legit. They are really good, and I think they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. Do I want them to win the Super Bowl, though? No, I do not. The NFC team I want to win the Super Bowl right now, that is in the playoffs, is the Cardinals. That's it. I don't want any of these other teams to win. In order goes Cardinals, then I would have to say, then I would probably have to say, probably 49ers, then Rams, then Bucks. No, not Bucks. Then Eagles, then Bucks, then dead last, Packers. And the team I want to win the most out of the playoffs, out of all, the Buffalo Bills. I like the Bills. Bills and Cardinals. I'd be happy if those teams win. And I'll be so happy if both make the playoffs because I'll be happy no matter what the outcome is. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards, I have to say, the Bills. The Bills have a way bigger fan base, way more loyal fan base. Bills Mafia is crazy. Um, but I won't. I'll be happy if the Cardinals win. But the Bills, they're legit. Great week of football, made even greater by a Bears victory. Makes me happy, makes me smile. And since the Bears won on the 26th, the Chicago team has not lost this week. Bulls have won all of their games, including a New Year's Eve three-pointer to win. If the Blackhawks can beat the Nashville Predators today at 2 p.m., that streak will continue. Then the Bears can beat on the Giants, and the Blackhawks can beat the Flames. And I don't know if the Bulls play. I think. Let me check. Okay, they play today. So they're playing a lot. I think they get that win. And then, yeah, I really hope that every team wins up until here, January 3rd. Just keep the winning coming. Chicago sports is looking good. Good night, everybody. Go Bears.